All right, our first guest up on the show today is Jennifer Lake. Jennifer is the event coordinator for something called Hour of Code Albuquerque. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for sloshing through the weather to be here today.
It's rough out there. You know.
Yeah, it is.
Snows a little and the whole city stops.
So,
Quite literally.
yeah. Hour of Code, interesting project.
Yeah, this will be Albuquerque's first Hour of Code. It's actually part of a national movement, though, to introduce millions of people across the country, they say from ages 6 to 106, to computer science. So we're kind of excited to bring a tech event for middle and high school students here to Albuquerque.
So what is the event going to consist of?
The event itself, technically it's a 2-hour event, so it'll go from 5 to 7, but it includes some video tutorials which are really neat. They're put together by code.org, who is kind of the founder of this movement, and they teach students that computer science is like really accessible. So you're not going to learn how to program a computer in an hour's worth of time, obviously.
Yeah.
But it kind of is a way for students to kind of interact with each other on like a peer level, but also a really great way for them to meet the Albuquerque tech community at the event. Because Deep Dive Coders, who are a web development boot camp here in Albuquerque, and Startup New Mexico are kind of partnering together to host the event. So they'll be there to kind of walk students through these tutorials while they can all kind of work together in groups to learn the basics.
So maybe if it's somebody that might be interested in code.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to have any experience beforehand. They can just come and learn firsthand about it?
Yeah, actually the event is geared towards students who have no computer science education and who have no coding background. You literally just have to be able to work a keyboard and a mouse. That's all it takes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty accessible for everybody.
Jennifer, what's your background? Are you a coder?
So I am not a computer scientist. That's my big disclosure of the day.
Okay.
I wish that I had been a computer scientist, but I actually am a web developer. So I work for Anderson's IT department doing websites.
Wonderful.
Nice.
I get the sense that coding is going to be taught in schools kind of like the way, and I'm dating myself, but typing was taught to us as kids. It's really evolved to that.
You know, unfortunately, I think that coding probably should be taught as widespreadly as typing, but there are actually very few states, I think only 13 across the entire country, where you can take computer science and have it count toward a math or a science requirement for high schools.
Wow.
Which is kind of alarming because they say by 2020 there will be a 1 million job gap between the number of computer science jobs and the number of students
that
with
just
computer
seems out
science
of whack.
degrees.
Like,
Really?
why aren't schools getting on board with this?
I don't know. They say it's a $500 billion opportunity.
And it's growing every day.
Yeah, and you know, computer science, it's used for everything. You don't have to be a coder to use computer science. So I think that, you know, hopefully we're kind of on the movement there. That's what we want to accomplish, you know, show Albuquerque computer science is important, and code.org wants to show the country as a whole that this is really important for our students to learn.
Yeah. It seems so fun, too, all the different jobs that are out there for coders. I mean, you could work at Facebook, Google. I mean, because there really aren't a lot of coders out there.
No, I mean, the jobs definitely surpass the number of students. And even here in Albuquerque alone, you know, those big companies are great, like Google, their culture, it's wonderful. But even in Albuquerque, I've only been here for 8 months, and I'm blown away by our tech community with Tech Fiesta and, you know, ABQ Web Geeks. There are so many ways to get involved if you're interested in computer science.
Yeah.
So like you said, the job future is there.
Definitely.
Just having that technical knowledge is important. I think there's nowhere to go but up for this. So I think that's what Hour of Code is trying to demonstrate. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. We're just trying to, I guess they're really like twofold approach to this. The first is just showing, you know, students, especially female students and minority students, that, you know, computer science is accessible. Anybody can code a computer. You don't have to be, you know, the smartest person in the class, or you don't have to be a boy to be able to do computer science. And I think that's kind of their first approach. And the second is just showing, you know, it is so important because the jobs are out there. So many students are graduating high school and college and not able to find a job, but in computer science there are so many opportunities.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now, when's the event itself?
The event is going to be held this Tuesday, December 10th. It starts at 5 o'clock and goes until 7, and it's being held at the Deep Dive Coders kind of headquarters on Central.
Now, is there any admission fee or anything for people?
No, the event itself
Totally
is
free.
Totally free.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so, it's great. It's a learning experience. It's going to be fun.
Now, can anybody, any age go?
We are recommending middle and high school students, but if there are younger students or older students are welcome. We just aren't really set up to deal with the elementary schoolers for this year's event. But there are online tutorials that anyone can do at code.org if they want to get involved. And educators across Albuquerque, if they want to bring it into their classroom, they can reach out to us and go to code.org to find out how to hold their own event.
This is so great. I mean, I think just the concept of getting young people involved in it, just to see how fun it really is. So
Definitely.
Opening up doors to younger people.
For the people that don't know what code is, it's a string of numbers and everything else that runs your computer. That's how they create the software and the stuff that you play with on your computer.
Yeah, definitely. From iPad apps to, the programs that are running national security to your everyday website. Code is a part of all of that, and there are many different ways. I'm a web developer. I deal with web code, but there are other people who are programming these crazy applications. So there are lots of different ways that you can use it.
And the jobs are endless. So this is a great, great opportunity. Let's see, what else?
Well, I think that this is the start of some kind of movement to get this in schools.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised as I can be that this isn't being taught more in schools. Maybe maybe the people that know how to teach this are already working in the field. It's hard to say, but this seems like the next logical thing that kids ought to be learning in school.
Yeah, definitely.
And you mentioned elementary. Are people in elementary still, are people in elementary able to even learn code? Are people that young learning code?
Honestly, they are. There was actually at TEDx ABQ this year, we watched a video of a 12-year-old who is out. Actually, he has a whole slew of iPhone apps that he's programmed, and his whole elementary school is getting behind it.
Look at this.
That is amazing.
And there are tutorials, like I said, geared toward younger kids with friendly characters like Angry Birds or, card sorting activities, things that are accessible to elementary kids so that by the time they get to high school and they see, there's AP computer science, they're not going to be intimidated by that idea. So I think it's really actually fun that, elementary kids can even grasp the early concepts of computer science.
All right, well, let's bring up the graphic about the event. And here it is.
The Hour of Code.
The Hour of Code is coming this Tuesday, December 10th, 5 to 7 p.m. And get online and find out more info. It's at 312 Central Avenue Southeast, and middle and high school students are invited to join. I congratulate you for creating this event, Jennifer.
This is amazing.
Meet you.
Yeah, we're really excited about it.
Thank you.
Good
to meet you. Jennifer Lake, everybody, event coordinator for Hour of Code Albuquerque. Kind of neat.